Hello everyone, welcome to the Kubernetes SIG IBMCloud meeting today on July 18th, 2018. My name is Sadeh Zala and I'm your meeting host today. Please keep in mind that this is a public meeting and it's being recorded, and this recording will be made available on the YouTube. With that, I have just copied the link on the chat, the agenda link. So if you haven't have access yet, Doug, thanks for updating the people's name there, the attendee's name. Seems like a very light agenda. We have folks at the OSCON this week. Doug's attending from there, and then other folks, I don't think they're gonna join. But one of the things I want to update everyone, and I'm glad that we have everyone over here who were in the last call as well, which was a month before, because we had a July 4th holiday in between. It's about the new cloud provider CAP template. So it's a Kubernetes enhancement proposal template. So there was a PR in progress, and I think we talked it in the last meeting that with this new cloud provider SIG, other SIGs are moving as in sub SIG under this bigger SIG, all the cloud provider SIGs. And one of the process there is typically you need it if you have our own cloud provider repository, code repo, and I think we do have one. Ed, I know you did ask about that repo last time. If you recall, right, what is this repo is about, and there are we have given some of the links in the past meeting, so they are still there. But basically, we did have some offline discussions as part of this meeting, and we do have a cloud provider repo ourselves, as Richard mentioned in the last meeting as well. And the repo is about basically, having Kubernetes upstream as such with the code specific for any cloud provider to have it run right away, right? So there are specific features there that may need certain cloud provider specific codes when you take the repo, the main repo. If you have your cloud provider codes, it basically comes with it if it's part of the main repo, and you just run it from there. Will we be providing an IBM cloud provider question? Yep. So it's under discussions, and I think down the road, most likely, we're still gonna have some of the discussions going on. A lot of folks again, travel and summertime vacation and whatnot. But as we go forward, the link I provided is the one which points to the Kubernetes enhancement proposal template. So that's something we need to, as a SIG, we need to create one, and to have a proposal for having our own cloud provider repo out there, and then eventually move it to the main Kubernetes upstream repo. So that's a quick update. If anyone has a question there, we can a little bit more chat there.
So this cloud provider template is intended for public clouds, Kubernetes services on public clouds. It's not intended for on-prem deployments of Kubernetes, is it?
Well, this is I mean, I think, yeah, you basically on the talking about the public side here, but mainly it's to have the, I mean, I think it can be go either way. I mean, it can be have a applied to both public side, or like on-prem as well. But the whole idea here is having this any specific code, right, that is required for any cloud provider, right, to when you basically bring out the upstream Kubernetes code, have it sort of out of out of the box working, right? With the provider. So right now, Khalid, it's mainly, I think, the public side, the other providers besides IBM Cloud, the code out there, the provider specific, I think that those are all applying to the Kubernetes service.
Okay.
And as we talked in the last meeting, we do have some codes ourselves as well, and that's something we will be making it available as well.
So Zadev, is this specifically for soft layer? What we used to call soft layer.
Yeah. So I can answer that. So the cloud provider that we have now is for our Kubernetes service, the public Kubernetes service, and it's built on the cloud IBM Cloud infrastructure, which is software, right? So
yeah, yes. But if I go there and I take a normal Kubernetes environment, not the Kubernetes service or even ICP, if I just go there and want to deploy a Kubernetes service on soft layer, is there a benefit of using that cloud provider?
So yeah, the cloud provider is what interacts with the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know that.
I mean, it's supposed to know how to do that and how to translate that into Kubernetes lingo.
Yes. So for example, in the VMware case, it adds some behavior that whenever you deploy a Kubernetes environment to VMware, it knows how to stop the VMs or start the VMs or unregister the nodes and things like that. So I would expect that in our IBM cloud provider that we would have a similar functionality.
Yeah, we do have some similarities. Each cloud provider is different. There's a lot of things that we're not doing that other cloud providers do, and then there's things we're doing they're not. So it really depends on the use case. So for us, it's specific to our public service. Now that's not to say someone couldn't write another IBM cloud provider for private or IBM software or whatever you have you. And it's nothing that's unique to IBM in the sense that somebody else couldn't write it too.
Yeah, so Richard, I have one client that has been running a Kubernetes cluster environment on soft layer for the last 2 years. And so they can just go there and deploy it. It's just a script that does those things. So I would expect that there's a benefit of publishing those things. So anybody that wants to deploy a Kubernetes cluster on IBM Cloud can benefit from that.
Absolutely.
Well, as far as our plan is concerned, at least on the public side, we're looking at for the 1/12 timeframe to try to, at least in the short term, investigate what needs to be done, and if we can start that process of moving to the external cloud provider functionality that they have, and then ultimately, if we can get out and publish it and commit it to a repo in community.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks, Richard. That was a good discussion. Anything else on that topic? Or I guess it seems like.
No, this is good stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. The other thing on the open discussion, I was just thinking. So, before we go there, Richard, I know you already, I think, taking lead on that, right? From at least public side on the cloud provider code. I mean.
Yeah, for our Kubernetes service, yes. My team is working on that.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. Thanks.
Yep.
The other thing I was the scalability, right? I know we talked earlier about Khalid, I know I did go through the blog post on the 1,000 nodes scaling with the ICP, and I think that still seems like the best doc to refer. Or is there anything else? I know you said you probably will.
Yeah, no, nothing else was published. Right? I think that was the only blog that we published externally.
Okay. Okay. No, that sounds great. Okay, that's cool. Other than that, I mean, it's open discussion. Any topics that we wanna explore, talk about today?
No.
Nope. Yeah, it's that's what I thought. It's gonna be a short meeting. I think next meeting we will try to have again from Khalid, Richard, mainly from ICP, IKS side, or anything else. I mean, from anyone, if anyone wants to talk about any specific things on the related topics, a little overview for education purpose, that would be great. From your side or from anybody from your team.
Yeah, I think in the future maybe I can talk a bit about a couple of open source projects that I've related to Kubernetes that have some visibility in. One is this Kube Arbitrator, which is intended to provide a batch scheduling system, an improved batch scheduling system for Kubernetes. So I can update where we are on that project. And there's another project that either myself or if I can get somebody giving a talk about Fabric for deep learning. This is some capability that we have on the IBM Cloud side that we made into an open source project. So it might be good to just share those two open source projects that we're working
on. Sure. Yeah, I think that those definitely sounds great. Yeah. So yeah, I think we still have 2 more weeks before the next meeting. So during that time frame, we can even get to both of them in 2 different meetings as well, right? So, thanks, Khalid. That was pretty cool. And I think down the road, Ed, as you said, we'll work with some of this Z folks and have some external presenter as well from any client side if we can. But that's pretty much it. If you don't have any other topic, then we can have a time back and can meet in 2 weeks.
on. Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.